Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the work that we are doing out there, trying to help people live in better homes and better structures. Of course, this is Marvin, your host for this particular episode, and with me we have Judith, who is the homeowner, been living in this place for 16 years before we took the 3-month renovation that we have been undertaking over the past couple of 3 months. And today we are very glad to say that the renovation has finally come to an end. And of course, the homeowner looking smiley and happy. Today we want to just get to know how she feels about what she's seeing here today. But first, before we go into that, we'd like to know, Judith, who is Judith? For someone who might be asking themselves, who is Judith?
Okay, I'm very glad to be on the show today. It's really a privilege. I don't take it for granted. Who is Judith? I am a mother of 3 children, biological children. I am a wife to Mr. Zerubbabel Jr. Kwebiha, and I'm also a budding business owner. I have a swimming club called Torpedo Swim Club, where we train children how to swim and adults too. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to take some swimming classes, by the way.
You're very welcome.
Last time I swam, I just drank the water. Needless to say, yes, how was life in this house before the renovation?
Well, it's like you said, we've been here for a while. And life in this house has been amazing. Amazing in the sense that we had what we were looking for. We're looking for a place with space, a place that didn't have a lot of commotion around. So when we moved in lots of years ago, it was what we would call a village. Yeah, a village. People fetching water on their heads and everything. But over time, like any asset or any property, you have to do renovation. Now, we had not thought about doing it in bits. And then as it would be, it came falling on us like a ton of bricks, that we had to do a lot of renovation at about the same time. Yeah, so then we came to that point where we realized that for us to be able to keep our home as much as we love it, we have to do the big renovation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were the challenges that induced you to start contemplating about having a renovation?
It was falling apart, let's be honest. It was falling apart. When we moved in, it was very well put together. We bought it. So the person who owned it for us had done an amazing job. It was her personal project. So you know how it is when it's yours, you put everything in it. And we did take care of it the best way we knew how. But it got to a point where things were being outdated. Things like the pipes, I did not know about metallic pipes, and you had to replace them with the plastic pipes. So we tried to do a bit of that renovation in bits, but then it became too expensive and very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so Judith, why of all partners, construction partners, why did you choose QUANTPLAN?
QUANTPLAN. I think it's for me to be able to give context. It would be good for me to go back a bit on how I actually met Mr. Jude. So I joined this amazing organization of business owners called BNI. And when I joined BNI, he was the president at the time. And you always get these 20-second moments to pitch for your business.
Yes.
And he'd pitch and pitch and pitch, and the things that moved me were, one, that he was consistent in his speech, and he always pitched quality, and thirdly, he had evidence. Now, I have not constructed a house before, a home before. I've done a project, but a home before. So I needed someone that was going to be able to give me those 3 things. And with the way he presented the business, he was definitely going to be able to do that. Then, as it is with our group, you support your own, right?
Yeah,
you support your own.
Which is what BNI is about.
Which is what BNI really is about. So when we sat down and had a discussion on what it is that we needed, again, that was another point for me, that I was able to give him an overview of what I wanted. And then it's interesting that he got all the people that needed to come. We had a meeting with my husband, and in one meeting, we were able to map out exactly how it should be able to come out. The other thing is, in a way which I don't know, maybe he realized or did not realize, he always wanted to give me what I wanted. Yeah. Sometimes it's more expensive, sometimes it would take a bit longer, but he just found a way in which he could be able to match the two, make it a bit more affordable, and be able to give it the way it is, because it's a home. When you're in a home, you want to be able to wake up and be happy, in it every day. Yeah. So that's why QUANTPLAN.
Okay. So then the renovation kicks off. What were some of your surprising findings? What did you actually discover? Like, wow, this has been going on.
First of all, that we had to move out. Probably that was just like absolutely mind-blowing, because I thought that it was going to be, and that when we discussed it as a family, we thought, we block off this side, we stay this side, they do this. He said, get out. And then he says for 2 months, and we're thinking, where are we going to go? And then we're thinking, okay, so that was the number one thing. The other one was that when they finally opened it up, like the house, it was like an onion. You peel back one piece, and then you find there's something else that's also not working, and something that's not working. And he has a way in which he's firm, but then gentle as well. So if you say, now you see the ceiling, if you don't bring it down, no, we have to bring it down. And the ceiling must come down, right? So so those were some of the things maybe that I found surprising. But again, it also gave me confidence, because then I knew that he knew what he was talking about. Yeah, he knew what he was talking about. I had always been afraid of doing, especially home construction, because I wasn't going to count bags of cement or chaimbwa, there's this one and that gauge and that. So I needed someone where I would go to bed and sleep and know. If you had told me it's 100 million, the 100 million is actually going to go and buy those things, right? I wasn't going to come back and the ceiling is not there, and then this is the money is finished. Yeah.
Well, amazing. So you needed to go to bed and sleep well,
knowing that there's work going on.
Not these things of calling years like, hey, cement has disappeared.
No.
Wow, so amazing. So maybe to someone out there who might be contemplating about having renovation,
okay,
what is the importance of having a proper renovation? You've just given us some examples of how you're maybe thinking of compromising on the seniors, like we have to take the whole thing down.
Yes.
What is the importance of having a proper renovation?
It's cheaper. I'll start there. It's cheaper. You see, when you do things in bits, sometimes we think that we are saving, or sometimes we think that if I patch here and patch there, it will take me another 5-10 years. But after 2 months, 3 months, it falls apart. Why? Because you're patching. You're not actually getting to the root cause of the issue. So it's important. It is absolutely important to do a renovation. I would advise anybody, don't wait for 15 years to do it. You can space it out, maybe every year or every 2 years. Pick a piece, get a professional who will tell you that if we do this now, then we can add on this other part, then we can add on that other part. Yeah. Otherwise, it is imperative that we do the renovations. Yeah.
Okay, so some of the key renovation areas were the raising damp. How was it permanently addressed?
Okay, like I said, I go to bed, Jude fixes it. Yeah, so you'd have to find him and ask him how was it permanently. But what I can tell you is this: we had tried very many people, and everyone came and gave their own advice. Okay, use quick something. Cement, let's first cut the wall part of it, but it didn't work. So it would look nice for a few months, and then it starts showing signs of cracking. And when it would crack, it would not crack where you had fixed, it would crack more. So it actually just kept on getting worse. So that one, in terms of the technicalities, please, as we say it in BNI, book a one-to-one with him. He will teach a few things, but I know that, and I believe, and I'm confident that it has been fixed completely.
Wow, amazing.